This is a full moon, so it means the moon is opposing the sun and shedding all of its light that it possibly can into our space, into our energy field. And a full moon in Aries is interesting because Aries is this very hyper masculine energy, and the moon is a feminine celestial body. So we are being brought to this sort of identity crisis right now, this facing your reflection and looking at it and really going, who am I really? What are these layers that we're peeling back? And the way forward is to keep holding that momentum. And the more we reflect, the more we ask and sort of push, honestly, pushing past the limits, the more we're going to discover, the more we're going to be able to transform. So don't underestimate the power of an identity crisis. And if you have been experiencing something like that, this crisis is a necessary portal for you to transition into further identity discovery and self-mastery ultimately. Helping us with this striving for balance, this moving forward, interestingly, we have Mars right next to our Sun in Libra. So Mars is not super comfortable in this space. It's a bit more about relationships and pleasing everyone and thinking about the collective as opposed to just the one identified self. Do I focus on myself? Do I focus on others? And we're learning how to discern between the two. And sometimes you use your more feminine, intuitive mind flow, thinking before you act. Maybe I shouldn't say that because that could be hurtful, or perhaps I shouldn't eat that pie because it's not in alignment with what my body's calling for right now. There's like a dialogue happening within yourself. Or do you just act if you get too stuck in your head? The kicker is Mars is teaching us that energy moves no matter what you do. And so whether you're guiding it with your physical form, getting your blood pumping, or you're moving your mind, your intention and your attention are essentially what direct the flow. So no matter what you do, energy will move. It cannot stay stuck. There's always this balance between, potential energy and kinetic energy. And those are kind of the polarities that, again, when brought to isolation, opposition, actually help each other to balance out. A great way of looking at the whole opposition to the actual scales of Libra. The process is to, hold both in tandem. To really ground this in and help us see it in a more earthly sense, we do have Mercury Direct. Woo! What this means is that Mercury is starting a new orbit around the sun. So it's almost like, all right, this season of messages sent from God is coming to a close. We're moving into a new cycle. So Mercury is starting back up with gathering the messages from the divine and bringing them to us. Light channeling is really important right now. So if you're interested in getting into Reiki or any type of body energy work, good time to do that. And we still have Uranus Retrograde in Taurus, which, as I have been saying, refers to creating a safe space that is unique to yourself. Recognizing that no matter where your body is physically, you have the opportunity to always create a safe, sacred space. And here I just have this sort of mantra, poetic, wordiness. The soul honors, serves, and loves the body. The body honors, serves, and loves the soul. So if you're ever having trouble with this dynamic between your body and soul, it's a good place to start and just affirm for yourself, my soul honors, serves, and loves my body. My body honors, serves, and loves the soul. And words are power. Spelling is spelling. And so if ever you lose yourself up in the mind, or you lose yourself down in the lower chakras in the body, it is so helpful to just sort of speak, bring the energies back to these middle chakras with your voice and the power of your inner oracle. All of this to say, remember how to relax. It's good medicine, and it's kindness and harmony between your soul and body at a very basic level. We are indeed on the verge of Scorpio season, so there's this feeling that the sun is pushing into the dark season, right? For those of us, especially on the northern hemisphere, we're going from longer days to longer nights. And this is not a bad thing. I used to have a bad relationship with this time of year because I just wasn't seeing the wisdom. I saw darkness as something bad. But the beauty of Scorpio and being right on the edge of it is that we have this party vibe, this laughter that we talked about last moon with Libra, and this very deep, wise, unconditional holding space that Scorpio has. And I particularly brought up the totem animals of Scorpio because the eagle has the whole perspective, the soul's perspective, if you will. The scorpion has the lower perspective. And no matter how high the eagle is, there's this sense of, a bird's eye view. You can see all, and you have an understanding that it all exists. It all has a purpose. That's sort of the higher perspective. And the scorpion goes where no mere mortal has gone before, or perhaps alternatively, where all mortals go. This like dark underworld tone. Scorpio rules death as well. The even lesser known animal of this archetype is the phoenix, which to me is the dance between the two. And most of you probably know that as a mythological creature, the phoenix represents transformation, transcendence. And Mars does rule Scorpio as well, so there is always some confusion as to what element Scorpio rules in, and that's why it's sort of very comfortable with the paradox, because you have both this fire and water essence happening. The fire of Mars ruling Scorpio, but Scorpio itself is a water sign. And so I included this quote from the Tao, which is, "True goodness is like water. It seeks the lowest place, the place that all others avoid." I mean, that is Scorpio. You could replace the term true goodness with Scorpio. Like, Scorpio really teaches us about the transformative Taoist nature of all life force, all death force as well. It goes where no one has gone before and continues to push the boundaries, push the limits, deepen the threshold to create more room for expansion, transformation, and ultimately healing.